The Buschy and Bobo Show, a healthy scratch podcast. Here's your hosts, Kyle Busch and Brian Rager.
And welcome back to episode 16 of the Buschy and Bobo Show podcast, healthy scratch production. I am the Bobo. That is the Buschy. If you're just listening, I am pointing at my cam, pointing towards Buschy. Episode 16. Do you ever think we'd do 16 of these?
Yeah, I'm extremely confident. Are you kidding me? I know we're probably gonna do like over 1,000 of these.
Yeah,
to the moon, man.
To the moon, right? It's been a hot minute since our last show. Not too much going on, but
some YouTube videos have been going on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff we've been posting on YouTube, and some success. I'm gonna say, especially on a couple of on last few of your videos there.
Like, talk about a shot in the dark, and something that I'm definitely not going to be able to replicate because, like, okay, let's go back, right? So when we first started this whole thing, it was about like it's already transformed since February when we started this. It's transformed from like website writing to podcast, which we're like, whoa, podcast fun. But then it's, you want to get together to do this, and like easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone's got to go coach baseball every day of the week for 5 hours.
Hey.
If these kids don't make the MLB, now. Okay, good. They better make it. Bobo went 3 for 5 against a 12-year-old today and was proud about it.
They're 14 and I have a bad wheel. Leave me alone.
Got a flat tire. Okay, so what we said was, okay, there's a few things maybe where, you want to talk about things that maybe, wouldn't make the podcast or maybe something that I'm into that maybe you're not, or that I'm passionate about, something as simple as, the Red Wings play a game, they suck ass. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to vent about it. I'll make a quick video. But we really only started doing that when the season was over. So it's been a lot of, maybe opinion stuff, or like not so much reporting. I've done 2 where I kind of said, oh, something happened, I'll react to it. I'm not reporting that this happened. I'm just going, yeah, here's what I know. And actually 3, yeah. Letty, Nedeljkovic, and
Suter,
yeah. Which I did on my honeymoon. So,
yeah. Yeah, right.
The funny thing is, like, looking at just the videos in general, so the view count is weird. And I'm trying to figure this stuff out because I don't know if you can figure this out. Because I think the main thing with this podcast is it's on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That's where you go to listen to that's where you go to listen to a podcast. You're not really going to YouTube. We have it on there just because this is how we're doing it, right?
Yeah.
But if we're looking at our podcast, like just going through them, just by number of views, okay? So starting from episode 1, 100, 37, 31, 8, 18, 26, 147, that was the trade deadline. 21, 12, 14, 11, 9, 14, 47. Okay, so now we're getting into where it's like YouTube videos, right? So the YouTube video started, I don't
think 15's up here.
Maybe it isn't. No, it's the original 6 draft. We just didn't
okay.
Put it that. I did one where like the Leafs lost, and I actually that's a long video. I didn't really edit that one like at all. I just sat down, just talked, and that was it. 12 views, whatever, right? Pretty on par with what we've been doing.
Same with mine, draft lottery.
We get to the Nick Leddy one, 287.
So we saw a jump there. Okay.
A jump a little bit. Okay, then this Nedeljkovic one was because, in my opinion, this one and the Suter one is I did it like within the hour that the news came out. So you ride that hot wave of like, oh, people are looking this up, right? So the Nedeljkovic one it's right now it's at 1.9K views.
The Suter one's at 1,919.
Yeah, I wasn't getting that accurate. You're like, oh, this one just went up by 1 view, actually. What is that at now? You want to hit refresh?
No, I will. And it's
Yeah,
gonna
let
be
me
the
see what
exact
it is.
same.
Did I get another
That's
view?
1919.
Yeah, because I clicked on it.
No, it's the same as what I said 2 seconds
Oh,
ago.
well, then I don't count mine.
But you got a 98.6% like on it versus
Yeah,
dislike.
yeah. No, I mean, how would
likes.
you dislike about that? It would be just the move in general. So yeah, those ones did really well. Your Ekman Larson one got 260, which is pretty good. The Bertuzzi one that I did 366.
Not
Take
too
that
shabby.
one. But then yeah, we get into where things are like kind of weird. And I'm trying to figure it out. Like, okay, you did a center ice ranking
one was only 28, whatever.
Our original 6 draft now is 343, and I'm going to explain why. Owen Power 92 views. Okay, this one, the Iser Plan video, is the one we want to talk about because it has like 18,000 views.
18,000, yeah. If you want to be specific, 18,444. 588 likes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm kind of shocked at that because I'm, people are bitching about Eriksson. I chirped Eriksson. The guy was like,
guy was a bum.
No, he goes, no, most people are like, oh yeah, I hate Eriksson too. I'm like, all right, like let's form,
let's go.
A group. Okay. One guy basically was like, well, why would you say this about that? You would like to say you despise, Eriksson. Like he's like a nice guy probably and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, dude, wait. Do you think I actually hate the guy to his core? Because I'm talking about his ability on the ice. He's a goddamn pine cone fucking traffic pylon out there. I just don't like his game. Like I never have. I never was going to. But I'm sure personal. He's a good guy. Like, but
you're talking about his hockey play and his play on the ice, right? Like it's nothing. You're not. Yeah, the guy's an absolute scumbag. Like, no, you don't know his personal life.
So it's just fun. I like talking about that. The comments were interesting because there's a debate. It's like this was a video where you get that, hey, people are watching it, but they're also commenting and going, here's what I think. And that's cool. Yeah. Everybody's got their opinion. But when it comes down to statistics, I'll let you know if you're wrong because stats, we're in a day and age where stats don't really mean a whole lot. It depends on how you apply them, right? Like here's something, okay? Have I ever told you that the shark attack statistic? Okay. Have I ever told you that? Okay. Did you know that 99% of shark attacks happen in shallow water? Did you know that?
No.
Well, no shit. That's where the people are. Like that's a statistic that it's like, well, no shit. But people can take that 99% and go, well, we shouldn't go swimming then. It's like, no. It's not 99% of the time you're getting attacked by a shark. That's just where it happens. Because no one's in the middle of the ocean swimming, right?
Yeah, they're not.
That's not how it is, right? Yeah. Get your water wings and let's go for a dip, like in the middle of the Pacific. It's not how it happens. So,
see you there.
Yeah, so that's why sometimes I'll go with statistics. But statistics and analytics are a big part of this YouTube thing where obviously I did something where it just grabbed onto the YouTube algorithm and it just was like, here you go. And the reason that it keeps getting views is because it's not really time stamped. It's not like this Suter signing or the Nedeljkovic trade. It's something that someone can listen to until the start of the season. Nothing's changed. Like I'm not going to break down how the Red Wings signed Carter Rowney. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Like your Iser Plan video, it's like it doesn't matter if it's the beginning of the season, off season, whatever. Like you can go to that and look at it from whenever, like
until another big move happens.
It's not time stamped on there. And then even the one you posted the other day, the 1 year Red Wing, like again, that's not a time stamp video. Like I loved going through that and then seeing some of the comments here. Oh, why would you have Richards over Modano as your first line center?
That's fine. It's whatever. It's my roster, man. Wow. We'll mix them up. I can change lines next shift. That's how it works, right?
Exactly. So, you're the coach.
And then learning how to do the thumbnails.
You should have found a 1 year coach.
Someone did say Harry Neal.
Oh,
in the Dead Things era, and I was like, yeah, he was terrible, but I mean, sure, they're all men. So doing the thumbnails was a big thing too, because, and we'll probably have to start doing it for this too. Yeah, I know. No one cares about us. They're like, two ugly looking clowns.
The one guy just loves the package on Buddy there.
Yeah. And I mean, we didn't design it like that, but like I said, not compensating for anything. But it is interesting because looking at this 1 year Red Wings roster video, there's more of a chunk coming from subscriptions.
Yeah.
Right. And recommended, not just homepage. So obviously it's people watching the Yzerplan video, getting to the end and going, another interesting, what is this video? I'll click on it. Right. It's cool looking at the impressions and how many people see your thumbnail and the click-through rate and how many actually click on it.
It's cool because, like I said, how we went from like 5 subscribers and now we're at 379 subscribers. We have over 20,000 views in the last 28 days.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool. And Josh even was like, dude, you guys are killing. I'm like, no, trust me, man. We love it because it's cool. People are actually watching our stuff. It's not for nothing. Like, again,
we're not doing it as a job.
Backing it up to like episode 1, we're not, this isn't our job. This is just a hobby. Like, it's something fun to do. And I mean, would it be a goal to be like, let's try to get 1,000 subs? It's like, but we're not going to, that would just happen. Just like this. Yeah. I didn't try to make a 18,000 view video. I just made a video that I thought, this will be fun to look, because I was curious. I wonder what the moves were like what was the roster when he started with them to now. And I was shocked about the turnover. I knew it was a lot, but not that much. I'm like,
and the fact that we have something to place it on. So, you know what? Yeah, record yourself looking at it, and obviously once you have it, make your edits and throw it up there. If it gets editing, the views, it's
editing is something that is time consuming, but it's like a relaxing thing, right? And it's this is unedited. Like, our podcast is never going to be edited. We got the beginning, the end, done. Everything in the middle, is what it is.
Screw the pooch on it, then we just roll with the punches.
Yeah, I'd be cutting out everything Brian says, and it'd just be the Buschy
show. You jackass. It's the Buschy show. Look at my shiner eye right now.
Yeah. Well, my dog punched me in the face. So I thought that was interesting. We'll see how things go with that. But if anyone's listening to the podcast, we appreciate you watching our YouTube videos.
Yeah, appreciate the subscriptions, the likes, all that fun stuff.
Again, I was telling Josh, I didn't realize, you grab onto, if people are, or you have some type of community, right? Or like where some people are flocking to, and you see the statistics on it, that's your spot.
Yeah.
Right now, YouTube's the spot, because let's be honest, like the website, not a ton of people are going to the website. They were looking at the content, which they can see here on YouTube. Yeah. So like, why would I, to try to redirect things wherever, we want it. This is where it is. So why not just let's just keep doing what we're doing, have some fun.
We're having fun with it. And so with the whole YouTube thing too, especially like, I know we put, like, people are commenting and we're good at responding to those comments too. But if, like I said, in any comments, if there's something people want to see or want our opinions on that, these two expert opinions.
But sure. No. I ain't not doing that. I'm not taking requests. I'm not a performing monkey. I'm going to do what I want to do. Right now, listen, we'll say,
take suggestions.
I'm not taking suggestions. I'm doing what I want. What someone suggested or asked very nicely.
Yeah.
Hey, I really liked your video. Can you do one on Chuck, or is it Chuck Fletcher, Cliff Fletcher, one of the two?
We'll go with Cliff Fletcher.
With the Flyers, can you look at how much he's changed over the roster?
We can, but we're not gonna.
I was like, no. Hey, I love the moves they've made.
It's a good idea. Doesn't mean we're gonna do it.
Well, yeah, but you just said, well, I will take suggestions. You have fun breaking down the Philadelphia Flyers roster. I ain't doing it.
We could take the suggestions. Doesn't mean we're going to act on them.
Then why don't you take them?
I don't know, because there might be something good out there.
Hey, Brian, you should shave your head. That's my suggestion. You going to do it? I wouldn't with that flow. That looks pretty good, actually.
No, plus I have like a 7 head.
Well, yeah, you don't want to do that.
And I'm getting married, but I can't have that.
Yeah. Hey, we got some crazy stuff going on. Bobo's getting married next month. I got married a month ago. Well, more than a month ago now.
Yeah.
I'm having a baby girl. This is crazy, man. And we're just to the moon with YouTube. You know what I mean? I said to Shannon, just listen, I know we're married now and you probably didn't know this, but if we take off, I mean, you just have to deal with our fame and celebrity.
Yeah.
And just let us cream rises to the top. So just hang on for dear life on this rocket ship to space. It's going. Okay.
It's going.
Now,
Next thing you know, we're at all these shows and shit. And fuck.
Oh yeah, live shows, live pods. Yeah, 100%. So Spit and Chicklets, just watch out.
Yeah.
All right, let's break down what everybody's been breaking down. This Kotkaniemi fiasco, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So just if someone's living under a rock, Montreal Canadiens, 3rd overall pick, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, restricted free agent, signed an offer sheet with the Carolina Hurricanes, $6.1 million for a year. So if people don't understand how an offer sheet works, restricted free agents, whenever their contract is up, there are certain rules. It's I think it's a player's age, their amount of games played or seasons accrued, right? And
for their compensation,
if you're under a certain amount, you are a restricted free agent. You are property of that team, even if you are not under contract, or they have exclusive negotiating rights for your contract.
Yeah.
Most of the time, 99.8% of the time, I made that up, but it's probably pretty close. The team that has you as a restricted free agent is going to sign you at one point. That's why you see a lot of restricted free agents sign into like the end of July and into August, like even where we are now, right? Yeah. Because there's no rush. You're going to get it done. They don't have a lot of options. They don't have a lot of leverage. The only leverage that they have is if they sign an offer sheet. And that is exactly what Kotkaniemi did with the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine, okay, if you're Jesperi Kotkaniemi and I'm the Canadiens, right? And I come to you and say, okay, Coco, we're going to offer you $3 million per year for the next 2-3 years. I'm going to give you a bridge deal, right? Yeah. And it still keeps him as a restricted free agent. Who knows, right? Let's say that that's the point. You're Kotkaniemi. You kind of go, I can get more. He's betting on himself. Now, I don't think he had a great season. He was healthy, scratched a little bit in the playoffs, but he obviously got a call from Carolina going, hey, we'll give you 6.1 for the year. He's like, oh, that's double, right?
Yeah, plus, absolutely.
I can go there, make more money, get out of the hotbed of Montreal. And if Montreal offers or signs the offer sheet or matches it, I get what I want and I'm still here, right? So win-win for him. What another thing that's interesting with these two teams is this happened last year with Sebastian Aho, Carolina, if you remember that. Remember that debacle?
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Like I'm right now, I have on my other screen, I have the Hurricanes Twitter feed up. So
like, a lot of trolling.
Oh, absolutely. It's like on the August 28th, it's at night, y'all. They have like one of their players just winking at it. The next day, like the 29th, Darren Dreger, Canes have spiced things up, blah, 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 offer sheet. And then, like I said, it's a lot of trolling. Patiently waiting. We're waiting.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that it's like 6.1 million 000 like 15, which is Kotkaniemi's number. And then there's a $20 signing bonus, which is Sebastian Aho's number, because this happened last year. The Canadiens offered Aho. Carolina matched because they're like, we're going to keep him. He's our best player.
Yeah, why wouldn't
the difference is Sebastian Aho is way better than Kotkaniemi. Way better. So Montreal just took the compensation, which I thought they would do, because Kotkaniemi is definitely not worth $6 million. Right now, he's not. He may be eventually, but I don't think
21. He still has that time, but
the problem with it is, so they took. You can look at this two ways for the Montreal Canadiens, okay? You can look at it as a headache gone. And what they did with those picks, they got a first-round pick and a third-round pick as compensation. They took a first-round pick and then a second-round pick like 3 years down the line and traded that to Arizona to get Christian Dvorak to replace Kotkaniemi. So you can look at the metrics. I think Kotkaniemi's wins above replacement is only 19%. Christian Dvorak's at about 63%. It's a huge upgrade, okay? And you're paying Dvorak less than
4.45 over the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years.
And he's already developed. Now, the only risk is if Kotkaniemi eventually becomes
That
way better than, a third overall pick, then, Montreal, it's kind of like, oh my God, what are you doing? So I was talking with Lou the other night about the first round picks.
That'd be interesting what he would have had to say.
He said he wanted the picks, and then they got Dvorak. He goes, what do you know about him? But you want to hear some interesting stuff about the Montreal Canadiens and their first round draft picks? Because this is pretty bad.
Well, their last one is.
Well, I'm gonna go through the list. You want to hear this? Yeah, listen to this. So I think it was Louis LeBlanc, 50 NHL games, bust. Jared Tenorti only played 46 games with Montreal. He's kind of like a seventh defenseman, bust. Nathan Beaulieu traded for a third round pick. That's like, selling low in the stock market when you bought high.
Yeah.
Galchenyuk, what was he, third overall? Traded for Domi, who got traded for Anderson. So Anderson's still there.
Where is Galchenyuk now? Is he still in Minnesota or?
No, he was with Toronto last year, but I think he's free agent.
Oh.
If I'm right. McCarron got traded for Laurent Dauphin. Both of those guys, so that's bust. Nikita Sherbak, 29 games in Montreal, bust. Noah Jolson, 44 games in Montreal, waived and claimed by Florida, bust. Mikhail Sergachev, traded for Jonathan Drouin. I mean, Sergachev's pretty damn good, but, Drouin is, we'll see, because I think he'll be back this year. I'm not really sure what happened with him in the playoffs. Next, Ryan Poehling, AHL. He'll probably play with Montreal this year. The only thing I remember about him was Bob Cole's last game, and he got the hat trick. Remember that?
Okay. I don't remember it because I don't watch much Montreal hockey, but.
What was Bob Cole's last game? Calling hockey.
Oh,
CBC Hockey in Canada. Yeah. Okay. Kotkaniemi, he gone. Caulfield, in this one in brackets, it says actually good. Yeah, I mean, let's see him over a full season.
Yeah.
I think it's Caden Gooley. This one says not good. Lou says he likes him. And then Logan Mayo, it says sex offender. So who knows? Who knows?
And banned from the OHL for the indefinitely.
Yeah. So the other flip side of this is for the Coyotes getting a couple draft picks for Christian Dvorak and rebuilding. I like that for them. First and a second for him. That's pretty good. Even though Dvorak is a pretty good player.
Yeah,
I think if you're going to rebuild
next year, the second's in 2024.
Yeah. So move on. Grab that pick. And for the Hurricanes, they might be the losers in this deal. The only reason that I thought they were going to be in salary cap hell, but I guess Jake Gardner is going to be on LTIR, or he's getting like major surgery. He's going to be out for the year. If you heard about that. So that's how they're going to fit Kotkaniemi's $6 million under the cap. But I feel like it's a lot of money to be paying a third line center for a year. I mean, I guess it's a good gamble because it's not like it's an 8-year contract.
Yeah, like I said, it's the 1-year deal. It's see how it works out, right?
Yeah.
It's RFA after the year too, so they'll have first dibs at them. And
right. So all in all, interesting because offer sheets don't usually work. There's been a few that have. The big one that I remember is like Dustin Penner with the Oilers.
Yeah.
Went from the Ducks to Edmonton because they just didn't have the space to match. But yeah, successful offer sheet. So anyway, I mean, the Carolina Hurricanes get Coco. Another thing that might be controversial is ads on jerseys are coming.
Yeah, and I doesn't surprise me, especially after last year having ads on the helmets, which is going to be staying for the foreseeable future. I think it's a permanent thing, especially now with these ads coming on the jerseys. Did they I don't think I've seen like the dimensions on how these ads can be, but if it's something like how the NBA has it, where it's just a little patch or whatnot, that's fine. That's fine with me. You're not going to have it stop. Like it's going to happen. Just we're going to have to deal with it. As long as it's not like if you're Detroit, you're red and white. Make sure the logo is out on the red jersey. It's in white. If it's Little Caesars, have it like in white. Like I don't want to see a big blue thing like the Penguins do with their helmets.
So I think the Penguins I think they changed theirs.
Are they still on their helmets? I think it's still PPG because that's PPG
but
paints as the arena still, and they had it white on the black helmet, but they had the big blue logo on the white helmet.
They need to change that. They have to be like, hey, listen, PPG, this looks terrible. Like, we
look like do it in black.
Yeah, we look like HC Burn. You know what I mean? Like,
the Leafs
change the color. Yeah, the Leafs changed it because it was like, why is there a red Scotiabank?
White on their blue helmet, and then because Scotiabank's colors or whatever. But
my thought on it is money talks.
Exactly.
Right? It's all about money. It has nothing to do with, and you're going to get these purists that, okay, I don't want anything on the jerseys because I think hockey jerseys are the coolest things ever.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have one little thing, right? Hey, guess what, guys? There's been ads on jerseys since you were a kid.
So you see CCM on the back. Nike,
CCM, Adidas.
Coho, Adidas, Reebok.
Yeah, they've all been there. You never notice them. I'm staring at one right now. It's actually on the sleeve too. Reebok and Reebok. Boom, right? So you don't notice it that much. If it is on a shoulder, or if they can put it in a spot that doesn't really stand out that much, then go for it. But I think it will be a patch, even like the NBA has.
On the NHL, it's nice, like, because you can use it as a shoulder, like put it as a shoulder patch.
See, I don't want to do a shoulder patch because some teams actually have a shoulder patch. I think if you're going to do it, you need to have it here and here, or one side or the other, depending on where your captain's crests are.
Detroit, they have it on the right side, so it'd be on the left, and
you have to have it standard so it doesn't look weird. With other teams, they're like, oh, we're going to put ours on the back right ass cheeks.
Yeah,
makes no sense. I don't really have a lot to say about that. I think it would just be funny. Like with these advertisements, it would be so funny to see Molson Canadian on like a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. You know what I mean? Like Jeff Molson, or something like Little Caesars on like a Chicago Blackhawks jersey. That's kind of like the Nike logo with Michael Jordan, is going to be on the Pistons jersey.
Well, yeah, that's because so in the NBA, because they got logos on the jerseys, like MLB has the Nike logo on the front of every jersey, but the NBA, their home and away, which they've rebranded, there's no more home away alternate. It's like city, earn. It's stupid.
Like whatever you want,
but their home and away are Nike jerseys. Their one alternate jersey is Jordan brand, and that goes across the whole NBA.
Okay.
The only team that has an exception to that is Charlotte, because they're owned by Jordan. So all their jerseys are Jordan brand.
Right.
But it's
just interesting to have it's a Michael Jordan logo on here.
The Jordan brand.
You think about the bad boy Pistons versus the Bulls.
Versus the Bulls, and
that's what I think could be kind of funny. Is I'm trying to think of you get like a Boston Pizza logo on like the Edmonton Oilers jerseys, because Calgary Treleving, or I don't know, something like that. I'm trying to think of some funny ones.
Do something like that. Like you have Honda on a Sharks jersey because Ducks play at the Honda Center. And,
right. Well, I mean, even that is, but just some trolling. Yeah, the Hurricanes are gonna put a CompuWare on Montreal's jerseys now.
It was gonna happen. It doesn't surprise me. Like I said, those elite purists for hockey. Oh, don't ruin it. The game was once they started putting ads on the boards and ads on the ice, you knew it's coming.
And another thing with money is, you got your logo branding, you've got advertisements everywhere, all over the arena, and then you have the arena that is actually sponsored, right? Pretty much everyone now. I mean, was Joe Louis the last one, except for MSG, Nassau. I don't think Nassau has it.
No, Nassau's not, but because technically they're in Barclays.
Oh, not
they played half and half.
Oh, is it still half and half? I thought they were always in Nassau now.
They played all their playoffs in Nassau, but then they're going to UBC or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Whatever the new arena is there.
But most of them are named, right?
Yeah.
So an issue that the Coyotes are having right now is the city of Glendale, where they play, is basically saying we're not letting you renew the lease on the arena. So year out.
They've been going year to year for the last who knows how many years.
And it just feels like it's always the Coyotes, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like, Arizona, they're moving. It's and then you get, again, you got a lot of these people that are bring it to Quebec, man. Allons-y. It's like, no, that's not how this
Bettman-
works.
Bettman will never move them to Quebec.
No, because people go, where are they going to move to? Are they going to move to,
Like
Kansas City?
Houston,
are they going to go to
Kansas
Houston?
City?
No, they're going to stay in Arizona. They're just going to go
He
to like
wants-
Tempe or something.
Yeah, well, when you think of
Scottsdale. I don't know.
Scottsdale could work. Like they've played what their AHL team is in Tucson. So
Roadrunners.
Yeah, the Roadrunners there. They're gonna stay in the Phoenix area. Like I'm trying to look right now where they're playing. Like they said at
I think they were looking at Tempe, Arizona as being like their new arena.
Huh.
But I'm pretty sure they used to play where the Suns played. We were talking about that before.
Yeah,
Are we not?
that's what I'm trying to find. Like Arizona Coyotes. Here we go. Right now. Yeah, they played at the America West Arena, which is the home of the Suns.
Right. Where's
So,
that?
In Phoenix itself.
Right in Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah. So do they go back to Phoenix itself, or like to Tempe, or
They have options. It's not like they don't have an option to stay in Arizona. Like they just need a new city. So Glendale's being a bunch of dummies, and they're like, all right, well, I mean, and maybe it's not something that was financially viable for them, or it was something that was just too big of a headache. Hey, we can make more money with other events. I don't know how they think about that, because that was more like a city council thing, right?
And I'm wondering how much the pandemic and all that affected
tons.
this decision on this, because Arizona's not a hotbed for hockey.
Yeah, it's money. That's all it is, right?
If you're losing millions and millions a year from hockey, and then pandemic, and who knows what they're going to be like moving forward. But the one thing they are doing right is bringing back the Kachina.
Yes, logo. That is actually a pretty good logo. So, they're still rebuilding. It's insane that's happening again. You lose your franchise guy Ekman Larson to your Canucks.
Yeah.
Now you're trading away Dvorak for picks. You do have some younger guys, but then it's like,
yeah, you got that rebuild going, but
that's tough, man.
Bring back Keith Tkachuk, Jeremy Roenick,
is
Nikolai
Phil still there?
Bulin. I think he is.
Yeah.
Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah, Phil's there.
He's got to be. He's probably eating hot
dogs
right now. He's a Jets fan.
Phil's a Jets fan.
Yeah. They got the stud Louis Erickson too.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was wasn't he in that trade?
Yeah. Him and Antoine Roussel.
Yeah, a little cap dump. But they've been doing that forever. And they got some good young pieces like Jacob Chikrin, and we're going to get into this. That's my next segue into the Olympics. They have, I think, one player that would be on an Olympic team for sure, but Kessel would be, Phil would be. There's another one.
Andrew.
That was announced just the other day that the NHLers are going to be at the Olympics in 2022. And if you guys recall, in 2018, that was not the case. So
did you see Andrew? Was it Andrew Ferentz's tweet or whatever?
What did he say?
Or I forget. I don't know if it was Andrew Ferentz. Someone who was on the last Olympic team said, "Well, I guess
it wasn't Andrew Ferentz."
Well, fuck. Who was it? I'm kind of trying to find.
You mean because it wasn't the NHLers?
Yeah, and whoever it was, it's like
Derek Roy or something.
He's like, I guess I'm not playing this year.
Okay, because I was like, wait, maybe he was Andrew Ferentz on that team?
Well, it would have been the 2018, right?
2018, yeah. Yeah, it was like Derek Roy, because I remember it was Russia beat Germany in the final.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was, because it wasn't even Russia. It was like the
Russian
Olympic athletes from Russia or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's kind of cool because the Olympics were fun to watch. Oh, you're gonna say some of the roster?
So
a few of the guys that I know.
Okay, Ben Scrivens.
Gross, yeah.
Justin Peters and Kevin Poulin were the goalies.
Okay, that I said that I know those guys, but like, who are the notables? Give me like 5 notables.
Defense. I don't know any defensemen there. Chris Lee.
No, Derek Roy. That was it. That's all I want to remember.
Forwards: Rene Bourque.
Yeah, I remember Rene
Andrew
Bourque.
Ebbett.
Yeah.
Chris Kelly.
Okay.
Rob Klinkhammer.
Cool name.
Who did I just?
That's what we should call. That's what we should call the. That's what we should call the Panthers' horn, Klinkhammer.
Mason Raymond, Maxime Lapierre, Derek Roy, Wojtek Wolski.
Yeah, so they had a lot of guys that, weren't really. They were over the hill, and the NHLers weren't there, so they got the opportunity, which is cool. So the NHLers are back, and I like watching those types of tournaments. You know, when they do the World Cup and even watching World Juniors is fun, but when the pros are in it, that's when it makes it just that much better because you're getting the best competition available. You know, and if they make it kind of like they have the World Cup, which I don't know if they do that in the Olympics, but they wouldn't, because in the World Cup and when they had Team North America,
and then
Team Europe,
U23,
they made it such a like competitive tournament where they thought Team Europe wouldn't do anything. They made the final. They almost beat Canada.
Europe had a
final.
solid team.
They had a solid team, but it was all competitive. There wasn't any team where it's like, oh, we're going to crush these guys. Right?
There was no blowout.
Remember in like 2012 or 60 or whatever the year was, 2014, 2010. Remember their first game Canada had was against Norway. They beat them like 12-0. It was like, well, yeah. There's no chance. Like Norway had like Ole Christian Tellefsen, and that was it.
Well, That's
the only guy they had.
I know, like, we want to sort of get into some of these rosters. Like, I have up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries projected rosters.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you, and I said, I didn't look at this. I told Lou the other night because he's like, who do you think's there? And I'm like, I'll do it off the top of my head. And I think I did pretty good because then after I looked at who I didn't put on the team, and I felt pretty confident in who I had. So here, let's take a peek at it.
Yeah, let's take a look at yours here, see what we got here for.
So I'll go through it and just kind of explain why it's built this way. So there's some slam dunks, right? McDavid, Crosby, McKinnon, Marchand, I think are all slam dunks. Yeah. Everybody down the middle, Bergeron, I think is your third line guy, 100%. The one guy that, in my opinion, I could switch out a few would be the two guys at the bottom, Couturier and Barzal, to put into the lineup for either Sagan, Marner, maybe, depends on what you need. Because, and I think Lou was kind of like, oh, yeah, Marner in there. What the hell? And I went, yeah, he's a top 6 guy. But if he's not top 6, he's not on the team. He's not playing. Because look at the guys you have in the bottom 6, like Bergeron, Stone, O'Reilly, and Couturier.
Stone is that perfect third line guy.
I'm pretty sure Bergeron, Stone, O'Reilly, and Couturier have all won or been nominated for one or the other, the Selke Trophy. Right? So you have a lot of defensive guys there. Your top 6 is all scoring. Huberdeau, I love Jonathan Huberdeau. He better be on that team. Braden Point should be on the team, in my opinion, because he can probably play that fourth line role as your energy guy. Like, you watch him play as a water bug, put him there. So those guys are kind of in and out. Scheifele is underrated, in my opinion. I think he could be kind of your fourth line center. Again, you can switch guys around. The defense is where I think people get, like, I think Lou was like, whoa, what do you do? There's not a whole lot, but think about this. This is another year down the line.
Yeah.
This is, with these guys getting better during the season. So like Pietrangelo, he's going to be your veteran guy. Shea Theodore is the best player on the Vegas Golden Knights. That's just my opinion. I think he's an awesome defenseman. Thomas Chabot, I mean, he's logging big minutes for Ottawa. Cale Makar is just going to get better. Like I said, Jacob Chychrun is also a very good defenseman, had a really good season this year too. Dougie Hamilton had a great year, signed with the Devils. And then you got Ekblad, kind of 7th defenseman. He got hurt, but like he was having a good year too. And then in net, another one that people, might not disagree with, but like Carey Price is your starter. He's going
to be the starter. Yeah.
Marc-Andre Fleury is not on a lot of people's lists. And I don't know why, because he had a good year. So
he seems putting him in there. Line.
Well, what if Price gets hurt? You're going to put in Darcy Kemper? No. But Binnington has won a cup too. All 3 of those guys, Stanley Cup champions, right? Here's all the guys that I didn't put in.
Yeah,
so Drew Doughty is not sniffing my roster. There's no way. Shea Weber, he might be done. His career might be over. Stamkos, you saw how he's one of those kind of Marner type guy. I think he has to be in your top 6. If he's not, it's like, yeah, you have talent, but you want to build your team to have like those penalty kill type guys. I'd rather have like Couturier in there other than him. And I love Stamkos. Tavares, no, sorry, dude. You can't skate anymore. Couture, Giroux, Horvat, maybe, you know what I mean? Is he going to beat out any of those guys like Barzal? I don't think so. I think you take Barzal over him. I know you're a Canucks guy.
No, and it's true. Like Bo Horvat, for me, he's one of those guys that if you're going to put it like it's going to be a tough. Yeah. Like Canada has a solid, you could build a solid Canada B team with these guys.
100%. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not saying in any way these guys
that
suck.
these are bad. No,
I'm
it's
just guessing
to make a Canadian roster. Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are kind of slowing down, but like Burns, older now.
Yeah.
Morgan Riley, Taylor Hall, like, okay, Morgan Riley, like Leafs fans are like, oh, you put Morgan Riley in there. It's like, hey, you are so like this, right?
Yeah.
Morgan Riley is all he's all just jam. He's all just like, I'm gonna like Toey and do all this shit. Like, he's good. He's gonna get a lot of points, but like, he's not gonna work on this team.
No.
He'll probably make the roster. I just, in my opinion, I had other guys that I'd rather put there. And even like a guy like Bowen Byram, he's in the same boat, a little bit less than Makar, Shabbat, some of the young defensemen. He plays really, really well this year. He could be your 7th guy easily. And Darcy Kemper, just as, in goal, there's not a lot of Canadian goaltenders that I thought would be there. Like maybe a few years ago, you'd think like, oh, Braden Holtby. Not anymore. Yeah, You're not putting him there. Again, you want a Stanley Cup. You want guys that have that. But I think with your third goalie, you go with the hot hand, who's playing really well that season in the NHL.
Yeah. So it could be a Kemper. It could be, but I said Binner at least has a cup there. And
right. So is there anything in there that you don't agree with or that you would change? Obviously, the lines don't really. It's just
the lines. Yeah, like the one line
close.
I would keep together, and I see it on a lot of the list is that Crosby, Marchand, Bergeron together.
Sure.
But they said that top line, like the top. So the Marner one, that's debatable. Like there's, you made your point on that, and he has to be a top 6 guy, otherwise he's not up there. It would be interesting to see what will happen with that. So he's the one that's like I have a question mark on. Huberdeau I like, Sagan I like.
Yeah, you could even do this. You could just go boom, right? Like if you wanted to, you can replace any of those guys. People forget that Sagan was hurt all year. Like he's still an elite forward.
For the most part, it's not bad. Like I said, maybe it'd be like I did. You have to see how the season's going. How would you go with?
What's interesting? The last time that there was Canadian or NHL players in the Olympics, this is the only guy that was on the team for defense, Petrangelo. Yeah. Everybody else is brand new. They're all younger guys. That's the guys that are going to continue going forward, that are going to continue to be on Team Canada, right?
I do like that defense. There's look at Adam Pelech maybe.
Well, yeah, there's other ones where I'm like, okay, I like Adam Pelech, and but you'd have to see how it goes. You'd have to have a fantastic season this year to be like, hey, yeah, throw him in. But there's always one guy where you're like, wait, what? Dan Hamhuis is on the team. What?
Yeah.
Marc-Edouard Vlasic was always on the team. Every year. And I'm like, he's just solid, right? They're like, yeah, go on the third pair. You'll be fine.
Know your role, and yeah.
I think now
it's a solid team.
I think now more than ever, they have more defensive-minded forwards on Team Canada, like Mark Stone, but that could also score. Like in their own regard, like Mark Stone is a very good player, captain of the Golden Knights. Ryan O'Reilly, captain of the Blues. Even Scheifele, Bergeron is a defensive guy. I think you need to build this team with the bottom 6 with defense in mind, right? Two-way guys that you can go, okay, listen, hey, Ryan O'Reilly, we need you to you're killing penalties. You're going out there like you're not going to get double shifted like you do, maybe in St. Louis, but you just got to finish your hits, be like a 4th line guy. Hey, Braden Point, you just need to be a water bug. Every time you're out there, give her. You know what I mean? Don't conserve your energy. You're not playing 25 minutes a night. You're playing 10, right? So I think that's why I built it the way it was. Again, it's open to interpretation. You can move guys all over the place, wherever you want to go, right?
It's it's funny because I'm on, like I was telling you, the hockey writers right now, and their 4 lines, they have Stamkos, Crosby, McKinnon. They have Marner, McDavid, Scheifele, Point, O'Reilly, Stone, Marchand, Bergeron, Tavares, and then Huberdeau, Couturier. Defense, they got Riley, Hamilton, Makar, Theodore, Ekblad, Pietrangelo, then Shabbat and Doughty.
Yeah, so it's a lot of the same players. It's
and
just
your
open to who's going to make it.
Price, Fleury, Kemper.
Yeah, I've seen some with Binnington. I saw one with Mackenzie Blackwood as the third goalie.
I've seen that as well. Like I think on TSN I saw it or Sportsnet I saw that.
I think Craig Button might be a little bit out of his mind because like I feel like he just kind of has like smartest man in the room syndrome, and he'll just throw somebody in there just for fun. And you're like, Darnell Nurse is not making Team Canada. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I have Craig Button's list in front of me right now.
What was the weird ones? He put Pellick in there.
So his goalies are Price, Fleury, Kemper.
Okay.
His D, he has Theodore Pietrangelo, Chychrun, Makar, Darnell Nurse, Dougie Hamilton, Morgan Riley, Drew Doughty. Yeah, you look like you just.
I mean, like, okay, I understand Darnell Nurse being your third pair defenseman, but I feel like you have other players that are better than him anyway. If you want the toughness, sure. If that's the reasoning, then I get it. I don't agree with it.
So his forwards, he has his top line: Huberdeau, McDavid, McKinnon, Marchand, Crosby, Bergeron, O'Reilly, Scheifele, Point, Horvat, Yanni Gord, Mitch Marner, and then he has Nick Suzuki. Nick Suzuki.
Wow. Okay.
And Mark Stone.
What is he on? He has more Mitch Marner on the fourth line.
Yep.
What is he smoking? You want Mitch Marner on your fourth line? That guy can't. He has no defensive capability at all. Oh, I want to look up Mitch Marner's metrics right now because that makes no sense. Nick Suzuki. Okay, I'll calm down for 2 seconds. No, I'm not. Nick Suzuki had a good playoff for the Canadians, and I remember saying to Lou every time I watched the game, I love this kid. He's going to be really good, but not right now. You have other guys, man. Like, stop it. That's called recency bias. That's what that's called. Ooh, he looked good in the final. Put him in. Like that's how you lose. You need to be a little bit more open-minded, right? And I know that's kind of like counterintuitive, saying I need to be more open-minded. No, I'm just saying, like, be smart. Okay, don't just put him in there just because.
Mike Johnson also has his roster up there for Canada.
Okay, but what are they? Is there only difference? Because I don't need you to go the whole thing.
Yeah, there's differences.
Weird ones?
So,
like who?
He has Pellick in there.
Okay.
Shabbat and Spurgeon instead of Chychrun.
Spurgeon.
Yeah. Instead of Chychrun, Nurse, and
so
Doughty.
What we're seeing is your top nine your top nine forwards or and top 4D, and then 2 goalies are slightly the same across the board, and it's always the last little bit. So I just think they're not. I think they're trying to make like an all-star team. You need defensive players, right?
And then instead of Bo Horvat, Yanni Gord, and Nick Suzuki, he has Couturier, Barzal, and Tavares. He still has Marner on that.
I just think like Yanni Gord is kind of like, really? We're doing Yanni Gord here? Like,
and then Emily Kaplan from ESPN, she has her American roster on this as well. So
the American roster, can I guess?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't even like Patty Kane. He's on there for sure. Is JVR on it? Phil Kessel?
No. So
Matthews,
this is what they have. Also,
Johnny Gaudreau.
So this is a quick
Larkin.
Attendees are Hellebuck, Gibson, Campbell. Defense, Jacob Slavin, Charlie McAvoy, Zach Werenski, Seth Jones, Adam Fox, Ryan McDonough, Quinn Hughes, John Carlson.
That's a good decor.
Forwards, your lines are Matt Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, Patty Kane, Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Jake Gensel, Johnny Gaudreau, Dylan Larkin, Alex DeBrincat, Pacioretty, JT Miller, Blake Wheeler, with the extras being Jack Hughes and Brock Besser.
I still think Canada has them. I mean, their defense sounds good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like the names, but I also like the fact that Canada has like some young guys as well. You know, it's not like they don't have their own, Adam Fox. It's like they got Cale Makar, right? Like there's some comparables there. So it'll be interesting to see who makes that team. It's obvious it's going to be pretty similar to all those lists kind of meld together now. And you probably forgot who's on my team because it sounds pretty similar.
So Finland does not, on this one from the Hockey Writers, Finland does not have Teemu Selanne on it.
Well, I mean, that's a relief because he's like 57 now.
Czech Republic does not have Jaromir Jagr on it, even though he's still playing. Oh, the guy was unreal. Yeah, they got David Riddick in there.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting to see the Olympics. Anything else you want to talk about? Because I got nothing, man. I think that was kind of it. There's not a whole lot going on. It's just been YouTube videos galore.
Just some YouTube, and like I know it's it's been just weird, right? Like not.
Yeah, maybe
no
we'll
big
do like kind of
signs,
a we'll do kind of a quirky one the next pod with
Let's
Pete.
do it up at Blue. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we got Bobo's bachelor party coming up next weekend, so we'll see. But yeah, we do have a fun one we want to do with Pete. We keep talking about that, and okay, we won't tell you what it is, but
No,
it'll be it'll be interesting.
That one will be fun. But yeah, that's 16 down in the book now.
Yep, that's how she goes. So if you made it to the end of this bad boy, follow us on healthyscratch.ca. Follow us on YouTube, where everything's happening on YouTube. And we're on Twitter and Facebook as well. We are not on TikTok anymore because we don't want to be millennial or what little TikToker dancers. But yeah, follow us on all those platforms. Check out the website, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. I'm cutting that out.
No, you're not.